Welcome back to Nation of Glory. Today, we bring you the story of a woman who defined an era, broke barriers, and became one of the most beloved and respected figures in professional wrestling history. A woman whose journey wasn't just about championships or fame, but about resilience, reinvention, and showing the world that strength and grace can live together. This is the story of Patricia Ann Strategies, better known to the world as Trish Stratus. Trish was born on December 18, 1975, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She grew up like many young girls, dreaming of a future, but not yet knowing what form it would take. She was athletic, driven, and always pushing herself to do more. In school, she excelled not only in academics, but also in sports. Her early life didn't have the glitz of Hollywood lights or wrestling rings. It was grounded in family, hard work, and a determination to chase excellence wherever she found it. At first, Trish didn't dream of being in WWE. Her path started in fitness. She became a fitness model, and her image graced magazines and covers, making her one of the most recognizable faces in the fitness industry. She wasn't just a model, she was someone who lived the discipline, the grind, and the lifestyle. That discipline, that strength of character, would soon open a door she didn't expect: professional wrestling. The late 1990s were a time when WWE was looking for larger-than-life personalities, and Trish's athletic background and charisma caught the eye of the industry. She signed with WWE in 1999, and at first, she was seen as just another attractive manager, paired with male wrestlers in storylines. But what people didn't see was the fire burning inside her, the desire not to just stand at ringside but to prove herself inside the squared circle. When Trish stepped into the ring, the critics doubted her. Could a fitness model really become a wrestler? Could someone who came in as eye candy really earn the respect of a demanding, passionate fanbase? Trish took those doubts personally. She trained harder than anyone expected. She spent hours in the ring, learning the craft, taking bumps, mastering the art of storytelling inside the ropes. She wasn't content to be a background character, she wanted to be the best. Her breakthrough came in the early 2000s. Trish transformed from a manager into a competitor, and soon she was standing toe-to-toe with some of the toughest women in the business. Matches against Lita, Molly Holly, Victoria, and Mickie James became legendary. Her rivalry with Lita, in particular, defined an era. Their chemistry, their passion, and their willingness to put it all on the line pushed women's wrestling to new heights. The WWE universe began to see Trish not just as a model, not just as a pretty face, but as a legitimate athlete and performer. She won her first WWE Women's Championship in 2001, and it was just the beginning. Over the next several years, Trish became the face of women's wrestling. She captured the Women's Championship 7 times, setting a standard that few could touch. But it wasn't just the titles that mattered, it was the respect. She earned it night after night, match after match, proving that women could main event, that women could tell stories just as compelling as the men, and that women's wrestling deserved to be taken seriously. Fans loved her not only for her in-ring ability, but for her personality. Trish had a rare gift: she could play the villain, the arrogant champion you loved to hate, or the hero, the underdog you wanted to see win. She connected with fans on a deeper level, because everything she did felt real. Her smile, her fire, her comebacks, they weren't just performances. They were reflections of who she was inside. But Trish's journey wasn't without pain. Wrestling takes a toll on the body, and she suffered injuries that tested her resilience. Neck issues, knee problems. There were times when people thought she might not make it back. But Trish refused to let injuries define her. She rehabbed, fought through the pain, and came back stronger. That resilience became part of her legacy. Fans didn't just admire her victories, they admired her courage. In 2006, at the height of her career, Trish made a surprising decision. She retired from full-time competition, walking away while still on top. On her final night as a full-time performer, she defeated Lita to win her 7th Women's Championship in her hometown of Toronto. It was a perfect ending, a moment of poetry in the world of wrestling. She left not as just another wrestler, but as an icon. But her story didn't end there. Retirement for Trish wasn't about fading away, it was about embracing new chapters. She became a yoga instructor, opening her own yoga studio in Canada. She dedicated herself to family, marrying her high school sweetheart, Ron, and eventually becoming a mother. For Trish, success wasn't just about the spotlight, it was about balance, about finding peace, and about living with purpose. And yet, the ring always had a way of calling her back. Over the years, Trish returned for special appearances, each time reminding fans why she was considered one of the greatest. Whether it was matches at WrestleMania, Hall of Fame inductions, or surprise returns, her presence always electrified the crowd. Fans would chant her name, not just out of nostalgia, but out of respect. One of her most emotional returns came in 2019, when she faced Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam in Toronto. The match was billed as a clash of eras, the legend versus the future. Trish gave everything she had in that ring, showing that even years after retirement, her passion still burned bright. And while she didn't win, the standing ovation she received that night was a victory in itself. It wasn't about wins or losses, it was about legacy, and hers was secure. Trish Stratus's story is more than just championships and accolades. It's about breaking barriers. It's about redefining what it means to be a female wrestler in a world that often underestimated women. She paved the way for the women's evolution in WWE, inspiring a generation of wrestlers who grew up watching her. Without Trish, the landscape of women's wrestling might look very different today. Beyond the ring, Trish remains a role model. She uses her platform to inspire others, to promote wellness, and to encourage people to chase their dreams no matter how impossible they may seem. She represents passion, perseverance, and positivity. Her legacy isn't just written in championship records, it's written in the lives she's touched, the fans she's inspired, and the wrestlers who followed in her footsteps. From Toronto to the global stage, from fitness magazines to WWE arenas, from manager to seven-time champion, Trish Stratus's journey is a testament to what happens when you refuse to be defined by others. She showed the world that beauty and strength can coexist, that determination can silence critics, and that true greatness comes from believing in yourself. So when we look back at Trish Stratus, we don't just see a wrestler. We see a trailblazer, a leader, and an icon who helped change the game forever. Her story is one of transformation, of resilience, and of Stratusfaction, a legacy that will live on long after the lights fade. Thank you for watching Nation of Glory. If you enjoyed this story and felt inspired by it, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with others, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful journeys of the icons who shaped wrestling and Hollywood. Until next time, keep believing, keep fighting, and never forget the impact of legends like Trish Stratus.